global shares fell on Friday while U.S. Treasuries climbed with safe haven support as lackluster corporate earnings reports undermined investor confidence. Although data showed a pick-up in U.S. economic growth in the third quarter, gloomy earnings and outlook statements from major global companies such as Apple AAPL.O and Amazon AMZN.O, South Korea's Samsung and Arena.PA and Ericsson CB.St in Europe corroded hopes of a recovery in the global economy. Wall Street stocks fell as Apple shares declined more than 1%, although Amazon.com rebounded from earlier losses. U.S. gross domestic product. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Expanded at a 2.0% annual rate, accelerating from the second quarter's 1.3%. But even the positive data was not be enough to stem the recent slide in the market, which has caused the S&P 500 index to drop 3.3% over the past 6 sessions, its worst 6-day run in 5 months. In spite of the pleasant surprise on the top-line GDP number, the general tone of this report was not particularly encouraging as the unsustainable bounce in government spending in Q3 will leave a big hole that is unlikely to be filled in Q4. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased, said Miller Muldrain, a senior economist at TD Securities in New York. In Europe, stocks erased earlier loses to trade little changed. The FTSE 300.FTEU3 was up 0.2% at 1,097.94, having traded as low as 1,087.50. The MSCI World Equity Index (MIWD000000) PUS was down 0.5% at 327.76. I think the overall market weakness is indicative of further confirmation that the earnings picture continues to get more challenging, and it's a global phenomenon, said Peter Boucvoir, portfolio manager at Miller Tabak Plus Co. in New York. The Dow Jones. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Industrial average. DJI was down 54.13 points, or 0.41%, at 13,049.55. The Standard & Poor's 500 index. SPX was down 8.74 points, or 0.62%, at 1,404.23. The Nasdaq Composite Index. IXIC was down 22.50 points, or 0.75%, at 2,963.61. The S&P 500 was down 1.7% for the week, as dismal corporate earnings and cautious outlooks, especially from large multinationals, painted a pessimistic picture of the global economy. Adding to uncertainty was the impending U.S. presidential election on November 6, with the benchmark S&P index below a key support level. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. 50-day moving average, at around 1,434. Many analysts expect the retreat to wane near 1,400 or 1,375, as the Federal Reserve's latest stimulus policy puts a floor under equity prices. Weak earnings late on Thursday. Apple, the world's largest company by market capitalization, reported a second straight quarter of disappointing results, and iPad sales fell well short of analyst targets. The company also forecast revenue and margins below Wall Street forecasts. The stock was off 2.2% at $596.03. Amazon.com also posted its first quarterly net loss. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. In more than 5 years, it forecast fourth quarter revenue that fell short of analysts' expectations. But the stock rose 2.8% to $229.11 on Friday, rebounding from earlier losses. With 244 companies in the S&P 500 having reported, 62.3% have beaten earnings expectations, a tad better than the typical 62% average, Thomson Reuters data showed. Revenue for the quarter has been more disappointing, with just 36.3% of companies reporting higher than expected revenue compared with a historic beat rate of 62%. U.S. Treasuries rose in price on Friday with thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Safe haven bidding spurred by lackluster corporate earnings and expectations. The higher pace of third quarter U.S. growth cannot be carried over into next year. Uncertainty over the impact of the fiscal cliff of tax increases and government spending cuts set to kick in at the beginning of next year also underpin Treasuries purchases. Benchmark 10-year Treasury notes were trading 14/32 higher in price to yield 1.76%, down from 1.81% late Thursday and just below the 200-day moving average. Oil recovered from an earlier decline on Friday to trade slightly below "Thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. $109 a barrel. Brent crude was up 31 cents to $108.80 a barrel, having fallen to as low as $107.40. U.S. oil slipped 26 cents to $85.79. In the currency market, the greenback paired losses versus the Japanese yen. The U.S. dollar last traded at 79.64 yen, still down 0.8% on the day.